Everybody, welcome back. This is Lancaster Safety's new workplace safety podcast. I'm here with Alan Rupert, a health and safety professional here at Lancaster Safety. Today, we're going to jump into the first part of our, health and safety compliance saga and tackle the let's talk about safety aspect. Al, how long have you been here at Lancaster Safety, and how long have you been in the health and safety industry?
First of all, thanks for inviting me, Sarge. Appreciate it. I've been here with Lancaster Safety since April 22nd of 2019.
Nice.
But I have over 30 years of experience in either in health and safety, both in construction, general industry, a little bit of agricultural, and a little bit of retail. I've been a safety consultant, safety manager for various different companies. I've worked in construction several times. I've also been a field safety representative as well.
Awesome. That's amazing. That's amazing. So you have a vast amount of experience that you get to bring into your day-to-day, what you do here at Lancaster Safety as far as going out and doing trainings and inspections.
Yes.
and whatever we basically need you to do on, so what do you what is your job here? What do you guys do? Or what do you do, I should say?
Well, my job here at Lancaster Safety is I am a safety trainer. I go out to other companies, to clients of ours, and I train them on their annual safety trainings. I do specific safety trainings, confined space. I do confined space rescue. I do trench excavating work, anything like that. Anything that the client would need, that we basically help them with.
Awesome, awesome. That's great. So let's jump right into the form that we want to kind of get tackled here today. So we're starting off with, what does OSHA stand for?
Well, OSHA stands for the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. It's the federal agency charged with setting and enforcing standards to ensure the safe and healthful working and conditions in the United States.
Okay.
For all employees.
So what's their purpose? Like, why are they there, and what's their objective here? And
their main purpose is to save lives, to cut down on the numbers of fatalities and work-related injuries throughout the work facilities. They're also trying to prevent any types of injuries or illnesses or whatever. They give you the tools to make sure that you understand of how to do that, how to recognize the different hazards that go along with this as well.
Excellent, excellent. Now, is OSHA the same thing as the Labor Department, or are they different?
OSHA is a part of the Department of Labor.
Okay.
It was put in effect by 1970 under President Nixon under the OSHA Act, but it is a subsidiary of the Department of Labor.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. So they are a subsidiary, so they do kind of fall under that umbrella, if you would.
Yes,
okay.
They do.
I know I asked you earlier what the purpose is, but what does OSHA really do? Like, when they come out there and they do their inspections, what are they really trying to get at? What's their purpose?
They're trying
their mission, I should say. What's their mission?
Okay, their mission is to assure safe and healthful working conditions for working men and women by setting and enforcing standards and providing training, outreach, education, and assistance.
Okay. Now, so how would you say that they help the American workers?
Well, first of all, they help the American companies to help them identify hazardous conditions that might be in the workplace. Okay. Through training, through other things that go along with this as well. They also help protect employees from any retribution from the employer in case there's any problem, in case there would be like say for example, like a whistleblower person would be, for example, they have, once they're under the OSHA format, they have rules and regulations that everybody has to follow, and they have certain precautions that the employer is not allowed to act on to them once they start. Say if an employee recognizes, say if they recognize a hazard and the employer doesn't want to do anything about that.
Okay. Yeah.
So also they provide free assistance to anybody that needs it. All you got to do is just call your local OSHA office, and they'll gladly give you assistance on whatever you need. The Secretary of Labor has a quote saying that no one should have to sacrifice their life to their livelihood because a nation built in the dignity of work must provide safe working conditions for its people. Yeah. This was said by Thomas E. Perez. He is the former Secretary of Labor.
Nice, nice. No, that makes a lot of sense, and it's a good thing that they're out there. I know that here at Lancaster Safety, we get kind of mixed emotions when we get phone calls sometimes, especially when OSHA's been out to visit. Do companies support OSHA's mission overall, do you believe?
Yes, I think they do, and they have to, because it is the law. under OSHA's general duty clause, it states that every employer shall furnish to each employee a safe and healthful workplace, free of injuries and accidents or whatever. So yes, it is the law that they have to, and if they don't abide by that law, they will get cited for it and possibly penalized.
Okay, no, nice. What do I need to know about OSHA as an employee out there?
Okay.
Just a quick rundown, if you would.
Okay. Well, since 1970, whenever OSHA was started, the number of fatalities, injuries, and illnesses throughout the workplace, throughout the United States and all of the U.S. territories that OSHA governs, the numbers have been dropping down. In 1970, there was approximately 38 workplace deaths, fatalities per day, which is a very high number.
Yes.
And since these numbers, and with all the trainings and regulations that have been put into place, these numbers have actually dropped down to where it's 14 fatalities per day in the workplace. So the number has decreased sufficiently, but what you have to remember is that since 1970, our workforce has more than doubled.
Nice.
On there. So we're actually up to about 65% increase in workforce, where our accidents and injuries have declined about 67%.
That's amazing. That's amazing. You know, you've been doing this for so many years. I know at one point in time you shared a story of some experience that you were out there on the roads. We're now into February now,
Okay.
and it's getting cold out there. It's going to snow in a lot of parts of the United States. Safe driving practices are really important. Can you share upon us, you know, why you believe that's really important for people out there, especially people on the roads, especially this time of year?
Sure. About a year or so ago, I was on my way to work. 7 o'clock in the morning, and I was traveling on a very busy highway. There was a lot of traffic on that highway. There was probably about 20 to 30 cars in front of me and 7 or 8 cars behind me. We were on this busy road, and the car in front of me, myself, and the car behind me had just went through a green light. And whenever it did, the person that was driving the car behind me either received a phone call, a phone message, looked at her phone or whatever, slammed on the gas and slammed into me, causing me to be smashed between the car in front of me and the car behind me. I was not injured, but my car was completely totaled after that, and I had to get a new car because of that.
Now we talk a lot about, you know, over and over here, especially at Lancaster Safety, of the importance of driving safely to and from work and not allowing yourself to be distracted while on the roads, and how important that is. Just safe practices across the board, and it starts from, you know, taking the extra step to not be distracted while you're piloting or in control of the vehicle. Other key things are just preventative maintenance for your vehicle, making sure that you have the proper, you know, tires. Make sure your tires are checked, tire pressure, and you're just prepared for the day. Because you never know when you can't prepare for an accident; they just happen, right?
That's right. One thing that you need to be aware of too is during the winter months, you need to pack in a blanket, some extra clothes, some gloves, a hat and everything, so that if you do get stuck or stranded or whatever, then you're protected from the elements.
That's a great idea. Actually, most people probably don't even think about that.
They don't.
Another great idea is, and I know that most people don't have one, is first aid kit in your car.
That's right.
I mean, how many times have you been out at the park or somewhere else and you get cut or something like that? It's just a great thing to have just in case an emergency was to occur.
First aid kits and fire extinguishers. Now, all your commercial trucking, all your commercial trucks are required to have first aid or fire extinguishers placed in them whenever they're driving. But why aren't the personal vehicles required to have them put in them as well?
That's a great question.
It's I've been questioning that for quite some time, and I don't know the answer to that, but here again, it's something else that you should probably think about, of keeping a small fire extinguisher in your car as well.
Other than the typical roadside kit that your dad will send you, on Father's Day.
That's right. Yes.
We'll help you with the jumper cables, no problem.
That's right.
All right, excellent. Well, Alan, this is all great. We're going to jump into actually a little bit of breaking news. Okay. Because we're moving right along. Mid-January every year, OSHA likes to raise their fines to kind of meet the demographic of the United States,
the cost of living.
Cost of living, and it's gone up slightly. So now here, just recently, in the past couple of weeks, the serious violation has increased to $13,494 for a serious violation. Can you explain to them what a serious violation is?
A serious violation is either a whenever there's an employee that is either has a fatality or a serious injury, an accident involving some type of hospitalization.
Or just anything that's beyond a paper violation would be actually fall into the serious violation.
That's correct.
Yeah, so in other words, if it's beyond documentation, it would be considered a serious violation, and any single serious violation could get you up to $13,494. That's slightly increased from last year, where it was $13,262. Now they also have a failure to abate. Failure to abate is for when you go out and once you receive your citations from OSHA and you just kind of ignore them. They'll give you a date to respond back, and every day beyond that is your failure to abate. And every day beyond failure to abate is $13,494 per day. Like it was last year at the $1,320 or $260. So it's gone up just a few $100s, but every year it slightly goes up. The willful and repeat violations, we hate to see those.
Correct.
That's usually when people were hit with those violations is because they're just blatantly disregarding safety and neglecting their responsibilities. And OSHA is very well aware of it for them to get to that level. The willful repeats have now gone to $134,937 over where it was at $134,598. So it went from $134,937. It's just a price that most companies can't afford to risk.
That's correct.
No matter we talk to people all day about safety and how important it is, and this is the key right here. If you want to stay in business, we can help you by keeping that price down.
I know companies that have been hit by a large OSHA citation, and companies have actually closed down because they weren't able to make the money to pay for them or whatever. Oh, wow. So you have to really be careful whenever you are given a citation. OSHA usually doesn't allow you to have a payment plan. Now there will be certain circumstances under OSHA that they will permit you to have a payment plan payable within like 3 months or 5 months or whatever. But usually they want you to pay the citation up front and on the date when it's ready to happen.
Okay, no, that makes perfect sense. That makes sense. In other news, to my surprise, every month we here at Lancaster Safety, we have a health and fitness newsletter, and I read them religiously as every other newsletter comes through, because I'm just a guru as far as health and safety goes. I want to learn as much as possible. But when I opened up the newsletter this month, to my surprise, it was actually myself highlighted in it, and I wasn't expecting that. I've been on I hate the word journey. Okay. To be honest, I hate the word journey. It's no offense, office ladies, I love you all, but I feel like an adventure is more the operative word. Okay. Because what I learned over this past year is not only how to maintain a weight, but actually to lose weight safely, and only by slightly tweaking different things in my lifestyle. I'm a typical American. I love fast food. I love soda. I love pizza. I love burgers. I love to eat. Food is my favorite thing. Okay, next to my kids. So, if that's fair. And that being said, I learned to kind of cut back on what was really hurting me as far as diet-wise. Okay. I started off February early at almost 370 pounds. Today I sit in front of you guys, as you see. Some of you hear. 265 pounds, and so it's a 103-pound weight loss in 12 months. That's
fantastic. Congratulations.
I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. It's weird because people that I haven't seen over the past year, like, we don't even recognize you.
That's awesome.
To be honest, I don't recognize myself. Growing up, I don't think there was any point in time, even in high school, where I was 265 pounds. I was always 300 plus. So this is a new lease on life, if you would.
Do you feel better? Do you feel like you have more energy?
I definitely do. I definitely have more energy. I'm more willing to do things and try things. It was almost like I was using my weight as a crutch. Okay. I wouldn't try to apply myself in any physical or extraneous activities, because I just assumed I couldn't because of my weight, because I'd be out of breath or whatever it be. But when I kicked away the stupid excuses, and I said, all right, well, if you want this, and I needed to want it. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the biggest problem, is people are asked to lose weight and they're told to lose weight, but if they don't want to lose weight, it's not going to happen.
becomes very hard for
Yeah.
them. It's
And,
right.
and people that ask me about how I do it, my first question to them is, do you want it? You know,
Yes.
if they want it, they said that they want it, it's not hard. You have to just monitor your calorie intake and make sure that you're eating things and actually cut out the bad. So if you're big on pop, limit that pop and cut it out.
Okay.
That's a lot of calories that you're intaking. Iced teas. I'm originally, I graduated from Penn Hills, PA, home of Turner's Tea.
Yep.
There's little quarts that I used to die for. 400 calories in a quart of tea.
Yep.
You drink 2 or 3 or 4 of those in a day, not even thinking of what you're putting into your body, you know,
Yep.
and then you're carrying that around for another, week, 2 weeks after. And the biggest thing is just not to get discouraged.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, congratulations on you, and
I appreciate it.
good luck with your journey or your destination where you're trying to get to, and
we'll see.
keep
We'll
up
see.
the good work. It's a hard thing to do, but very good on your part.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I think the next stop is going to be right around 200. So I got about 60 more pounds to go.
Awesome.
We'll see what I look like at that point. And at that, I need to kind of measure my muscle compared to my weight loss, because I mean I've been a big guy, so hopefully I have some muscle in there somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see though. But that's enough of that for today, guys. Thank you for joining us on this week's Lancaster Safety's Workplace Podcast. Alan, thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much. If you have any questions or anything, please give Lancaster Safety a call.
That's absolutely right. All of our information will be in the outro, if you would. So we'll catch you guys later, and be safe out there.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Was that